Welcome to The Subject is Moot, where everything we discuss is debatable. I am Dom, and across from me is
Mike.
And a special thanks to Vinny and Quiz, the producers of the podcast. We want to hear from you, so write in your opinion, comments, or topics you want us to talk about to thesubjectismoot@yahoo.com, and we will bring them up during future shows. You could follow us on Twitter at TSIM_podcast, Facebook, Instagram. You could also watch us on YouTube and listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, libsynradio.com, and more. Just Google The Subject is Moot podcast and you will find us. Behind the mics for episode 37. Mike, are you ready?
Yep.
We got a lot to talk about. Some things you want to bring up. I have a question for you I think that we could spend a whole show on. But before we do that, we have to thank Sweetwater for providing music instruments and pro audio since 1979. They have excellent products, pricing, and customer service. They also offer interest-free financing, free shipping, and free 2-year warranty on nearly every product that they offer. They are located in the United States, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Call 800-222-4700 for sales assistance, technical questions, or advice. You could also check them out on their website, sweetwater.com. Also want to mention Musicians Practice Gloves. I stumbled upon these in 2019, and you know what? Every time I go on the internet now, I see musicians, whether they're guitar players or bass players, using them for a variety of reasons, whether it's many kind of medical conditions, sweaty hands, also known as hyperhidrosis. You keep laughing, but I'm a sweat hog, and let me tell you something. Using these gloves gives me the confidence to play again.
Kind of like a horse shack.
I am, definitely. I'm like any one of them. Any one of them. Visit musicianslive.org. musicianslive.org, and you'll find out how to order them and where you can get them. But Mike, I think it's your turn now. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
They're really cool.
I know. I'm not laughing at the glove at all. I'm just laughing at you. I know you long enough. So.
But you know something? For many years, I played with a pick because of that reason.
Right.
And the music that I play is not fast that I need to. I mean, I'm not Billy Sheehan, and I don't want to play with a pick. So,
did you tell my brother about those gloves? I don't know if he'll use them, but did you mention them to him?
I actually don't think I did. Why, you think he would?
I don't know if I don't know if he sweats when he plays. I don't think not like you.
But you know something though? I remember one time I was playing and I couldn't take them off because they're self-wicking too. So
they were stuck to your hands?
Well, they were stuck to my hands, but you know what? Not that they were stuck, but usually when I play, and if I'm only playing, if I'm not sweating as much, they just slide right off.
Right.
But because I was, and this just shows you how good they are, is that I just couldn't take them off right away. But you know what? It didn't affect my playing at all.
Cool.
So
it's a great product.
It definitely is. I won't travel without them. I have a few in each case, just because I can't take that chance.
Cool.
And they come in different colors too. I bet the black one's probably really cool, but I go with the regular skin color ones, the skin tone ones, just not to stand out like a sore thumb.
All right.
So why don't you hit us up with some artists of the podcast, some new releases, guitar players that you want to talk about?
Sounds good.
I want to sit back.
I'm always excited for this section.
Take a little nap while you get going.
Hey, I'm not that long. So my artist of the podcast this time around is a young man named I. Griever. So it's the letter I, comma, Griever, Griever. And I think his real name is Norman Reagan. But if you look on Bandcamp or anything, I, comma, Griever, he considers his music instrumental progressive video game music. It's interesting. It's very interesting. It's cool. It's great. He has 3 records out. I stumbled upon him on Bandcamp, but I bought his CDs through him. Great young artist. It's cool. It's different. The video game aspect of it is just because it's a little bit more symphonic. The way he writes and the way he approaches the music.
Can I stop you right there?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have? You may have mentioned only because I was focusing over here. Did you mention any albums or?
Album names?
Yeah.
The first one is 1, the second one is 2, and the third one I believe is called From the Heavens to the Abyss.
That's it. I'm looking at it right now. So now you know how I feel. I don't. Did I interrupt you?
No, not at all.
Okay. You know how I feel about music scores, new movies, but I also like the video game scores.
Sure.
God of War, Killzone. There's a ton of them.
Right.
And that's what I listen to first when I'm playing a video. Well, I don't play video games much, but if I'm watching somebody, I'm listening to the music. And do they have it? Is it out there? And I love the God of War video games.
Right.
But I love the music. It's very gothic. It's very intense. And, you know, it's almost a little sounds like the same, but it's all good. It's all good stuff. But now I'm kind of curious. So continue, and maybe I'll just plug in over here and play a sample.
Yeah, I think I'm sure he wouldn't mind if you played a sample on our show. I actually asked him about that. He said, by all means.
Oh.
He's a great guy. We've emailed each other back and forth a few times.
Any good tracks that you want me to pick up?
I mean, I've only listened to 1 and 2 so far because the third one wasn't available on CD, and you know how I am about that. But I actually have the third one on my iPod because I bought it from Bandcamp. So because it's just digital, the third album.
I'm gonna pick this song here because it says Metropolis. So I'm gonna pick that. But continue,
Yeah,
and then I'll play it.
He's great. Check him out if you get a chance. If you have any interest in any of that style of music, you know, whether it's prog, metal, guitar playing, even video game music. My 3 guitarists of the podcast this time around are going to be Dave Brons, Brons. He just put a new record out in January, I believe. Excellent stuff. It's like Celtic flared metal. It's really cool instrumental guitar. Victor Lee, who also on Bandcamp, I'm sure you can find him on the other formats as well. He's recording a new record, but his first album is fantastic. Great smooth player. And Christian Muenzner, Muenzner, who a lot of metal guys will know from Obscura, Alkaloid. I think he played in Primal Fear. I'm sorry, not Primal Fear.
The movie?
Yeah, the band. Actually, he did. I think he played with them. But his new CD is coming out in March, which I already pre-ordered, so I'm excited for that. He's a shredder. You know, real like 80s metal, but a little bit Yngwie thrown in. Great guitarist. He has 2 other instrumental albums out, but he's also in a handful of bands. So those are my 3 guitarists of the podcast. And as far as March releases, which we are looking forward to, Russell Allen, who hasn't been around for a while, he made a duet record with Annette Olsen, who so Alan Olsen's coming out. Christian Muenzer, who I just mentioned, a great death metal band called Erroneous, Anubis, the Prague Anubis, their Prague album's coming out. Inner Odyssey, Novena, who the singer from Haken is in. Neil Morse, another live DVD, which I'm sure is going to be amazing. Another great death metal band called Sutra, Sutrah. Harem Scaram's back again, new record. Almanac and Day of Reckoning, who's Rusty Cooley. Most guitarists don't know who Rusty Cooley is. That's coming out in the middle of March. Rush, Permanent Waves, they were reissuing that, remixed with a bunch of extra goodies. Was supposed to come out in March, but I think they changed the date, so all you Rush fans, I'm sure you're on top of it already, but in case you're not, they may have pushed it, but it was supposed to originally come out in March. But those are some of the... Some.
I'm surprised they're still left. After what you did last show and the show before that, I'm surprised.
This is March, though. This is every month's going to be, and as the year goes on, April's going to be good. April's
going to be another big month?
Satch. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
So, pick Mike's brain on Instagram at Mike_TSIM. Pick his brain, ask him questions, send him all your fun facts and questions, and
new artists.
He'll call out sick and just sit home and answer them all day long.
I'd love to.
So let's just play a sample here. I don't even know what to expect, to tell you the truth, but you have me intrigued.
Cool.
Okay, so
I'm wearing his T-shirt too right now, underneath my Stay Tech Archspire shirt, sweatshirt.
This is pretty wild.
What album is this off of?
Metropolis, Machine Zone.
No, what album?
Oh, from the heavens to the abyss. Oh, nice. This is nice.
It's all one guy too.
I like it. Let's go to another one. See, this is the instrumental stuff I like. It's different. Let's skip a little. Oh, I have to. It's good. All right. Well, you know what? I'm a believer of
Nice and
iGriever.
riffy. That's good. That's good. It's nice and riffy.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yep.
What else? That's it? That's it? That's all you have?
I'm wrapping up my corner. You want me to go on? You said you were gonna sit back and take a nap, so I wrapped it up. Like
know
I
what?
normally do.
When you told
nice,
me that
neat package.
when you told me it was instrumental music from video games, is that what you said?
Well,
Something
he calls it instrumental progressive video game music. I believe is his term.
that kind of got me from dozing off a little bit.
Good.
So, Mike, I have a question for you, and obviously we're in the season now where the Grammys and the American Music Awards come around. So
It's one of my favorite times of the year, by the way.
no, yeah. So, and it was funny. I was watching the Oscars, and there was a lot of music on the Oscars. And to tell you the truth, a lot of performances.
Really?
Music, yeah. It was just, I don't know if maybe I just didn't pay attention before, but it just seems like this year there was more than I remember. So, like I said, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in the past there have been. I just never paid attention.
Yeah, I haven't watched in years.
So, because a lot of times what I do is I record the shows and then I fast forward when I don't want to see all these actors and actresses and artists on their soapbox talking politics and everything else, and global warming
They
and
can't
everything,
help
which
themselves.
they're all important topics. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything negative about it.
Yeah,
but
it's important topics for the politicians.
It's important topics for something other than an American Music Awards or an award show.
Take your award, get
Like-
off the stage.
Yes, what's his name said that, so that was great. And his name escaped me. And
Gervais?
Yeah, Ricky Gervais. He said that, and let me tell you
I
something.
think it'll be the last time he's hosting
Well, it was. He said it.
because
This
they
is
don't
the-
want to hear it. They don't like that. Don't tell them what to do.
He said that he's like, this is the last time, so he let it all hang out.
Good.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I speak your mind. So anyway,
Anywho,
it seemed like there was a lot more music like I said, from what I remember, but it was really good. I thought it was really good. The Grammys, not so good. So let me ask you a question. You,
Michael.
from the subject is Moot Music Podcast, has complete control.
Oh, nobody would want that.
No.
No,
You have
I'm
complete.
joking.
You have complete control to reformat the. Let's just call it the music award show, whether it's Grammys.
American Music Awards.
Doesn't
right,
matter.
Right, yeah, any of them.
Okay, you can reformat and redesign it, but stay within the popular genres
Yeah, I get
of rock, pop, rap, country.
it. Right.
What do you do?
Just simply put, I guess, equal amounts. Rather than it just being centered to one style or like, because over the years, I don't care what anyone says, it's become more geared towards them trying to keep the kids' attention. So it's more hip hop, R&B, pop. You don't see metal anymore. And I know I'm speaking from a metal fan standpoint, because they gave Tool an award this year and they went up and collected doesn't mean anything to me. I don't even know if it was televised, honestly, because a lot of times they don't televise.
Oh no, there's a lot of stuff, that you don't see. Yeah.
Right. I get for the classical music and even some part of the jazz sections and world music and stuff like that. As much as I like some of that stuff, I'm not watching the awards anyway. But if I had control, I would kind of make a nice even amount. I would give the better hip hop artists their due. I would and have them perform. I would give the better pop artists their due and let them perform. But also throw in some rock and metal again, like it used to be. You used to be able to see Van Halen and Metallica would open a show. That's what they always used to use rock to open a show to really bring it home.
Sure. Yeah, raise the energy level.
So I would just make it nice and even keel, like it should have always been. If you want to keep people's attention, I believe I had read something somewhere, not that I cared, but the viewership was dramatically low this year on the Grammys. I think it was the Grammys. It was really low, and I mean, first of all, younger people, I don't know if they care about live performance. I mean, because they do what they want. Like the music nowadays is at their fingertips. Everything is now. So I don't know if they want to sit at home, grab like we used to do in the '80s, grab a bucket of popcorn and wait till Michael Jackson hit the stage, or till whoever was popular at that time to hit Madonna or whoever to hit the stage and see them perform. I don't know if they care, and that's why. Could that be why I view? Because you could also just YouTube any artist you like and see them perform live at any point, whether it's through someone's phone, that's shot through someone's phone, or if it's shot, professionally. I really don't know any other way that you can pique everyone's attention and make everybody happy, except for just make it a little bit more even.
If you're going to redesign the show, who's going to be your rock band? Let's say you have to pick 3 from every category. I'm not saying to pick 3 of every
Right.
artist of every genre, but if you had to pick one rock band, who would be performing?
I mean, I even though I'm not a huge fan of theirs, I mean, I guess you throw the Foo Fighters up there, or you bring Metallica out or Tool. Let them, I don't even know if Tool will perform, but you try to find the bigger names that represent. I would love to see Mastodon perform up there. You try to get the bigger names from that are somewhat current, because you also don't want to march out a bunch of dinosaurs out there. Because I don't know if young people are going to care to see Bon Jovi again out there, or Poison, or someone.
But you know what? And see, that's where if somebody gave me the reins, and who am I? Nobody in this world, but I am Dom from the Subject is Music podcast. And what I do is, people want to see, I think our generation wants to see, with the resurgence of the Guns N' Roses and the Poisons, Motley Crue, and Def Leppard.
Of course they would.
And all these bands who are now starting to tour again. Okay, I think you'll bring those people back in.
Of course.
Okay,
and that goes to say what I said before about the even keel. You give everybody everybody what everybody wants. But nowadays also the thing is, a lot of people who are running the shows, whether it's movies and all the industries, don't like to give people what they really want.
Green Day performed at the music, but you know what? It was probably one of the better parts of the show. It was the only thing that I could probably relate to, because everything else just wasn't stuff that I listened to.
Right. Country artists should be up there, rock.
They were there, but, they didn't. To tell you the truth, I'd rather see country music awards than the American Music Awards.
Yeah, I enjoy the country music awards more than anything. I'm not even that big of a country music fan. You're not going to see, a heavy metal music. But it's almost even like you said before, the Oscars. If you're a movie fan, and as a very big fan of comedy, the one thing I've never understood since I was very young is why comedy never gets its due. And metal never gets its due, really, either. Maybe in those older days they did, because you'd see Metallica. But, you think you'd ever see, even 25 to 30 years ago, did you ever think you'd ever see Anthrax perform at the Grammys with them, even if they were up for one? And they weren't even, that heavy for that time, maybe. But, Slayer... even back then, you weren't really going to see those bands, because I think they always like to play it safe. But it's tough because, again, it's all about ratings. It's all about the audience, what people think. And again, what happens too, especially with music, just like the Oscars, is that whole soapbox mentality where it splits the audience. You're going to get a certain percentage who are going to be like, yeah, he's right or she's right. And you're gonna get the others who shut the TV off and walk away and go, "This is what I don't want."
Did you see it at all? You didn't see anything?
Not a second.
Eminem was up there, and he got a standing ovation. I thought it was probably
his performance.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, dude, he's an artist.
Oh, yeah, no.
Love him or hate him, he says some stupid stuff. He does some stupid stuff. Love him or hate him, he's an artist. And the bottom line is he's probably also one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't consider myself a rap enthusiast. And I have my own opinions on who some of the greatest are of all time. And he also goes out there and he throws it out. He just throws it out. The guy can perform too. That's another thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It sounded good. I think he was, he was rapping to backing vocals.
Whatever.
And it sounded good, but you know what? The whole place stood up. And that was probably, the second, part of the show that I liked, and probably the only 2 parts I liked.
Right.
Except the part that got cut off at the end when they went too long and I couldn't finish because the recording didn't go.
Right.
Well, what I would do is, and if anybody does, if this ever happens, then they heard it on this show. Do a battle of the bands. What if you had Metallica and, well, let's say not Metallica. Let's just say because Poison now is touring with Def Leppard and Motley Crue. What if you had 2 stages and you went from one stage to the other?
They may have done that before. Like do one song, like a snippet of a song, and then go back.
And then they go back and forth. And the next thing you know, it's almost like a compilation of. I've never seen that because I don't watch it every year.
I think they may have done like 2 artists at one time, where like one artist would do a little bit of a song, and then they would switch over to another artist, and she would do a little bit of a song, and maybe they would come together at some point.
I'm talking about a rock band though.
Yeah, I don't know if it may have been on one of those award shows, but you have to understand, dude. The bottom line for these award shows is to stroke egos. That's the bottom line. All award shows, it's to stroke the giant egos that these people already have, by giving them awards and making them feel better about themselves, getting on their soapbox, and being the quote unquote voice of the voiceless. So, and that's what happens a lot of times, and then that's one of the reasons why people turn off. Because here's the thing: even if I agree with what you're saying, I don't want, in this context, I want music. I don't want to hear your views about animal rights or politics or the weather. Take your award, thank your people, and move on. Or perform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. Same thing with movies. Take your award. I had a great time working on this movie. Thank this person, that person, and move on. I don't need to know your views. I have a voice, and not because of the podcast. I may not be on the stage, but who cares? Who cares? If you want to be a politician, quit your day job of making movies or music and go out and be a politician.
Right. No, listen, I agree with you. We talked about that before, and
plus, that's the other thing too. I think what happens is, even with athletes too, I think regular people start to look at them and go, they're disconnected. They're not living like we live.
Well, Mark Wahlberg said that. He hit it right around the head, the nail around the head. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said that people live in a bubble. Celebrities celebrities live in a bubble. They don't live like us.
They're gonna whine about, okay, maybe maybe you want to take our side. You want to whine about, but you're millionaires.
Yeah, no.
You make more money in a movie or during a performance than some people make in 5 or 10 years of working.
Or in their lifetime.
So you're disconnected. I don't want to hear your views about anything. You're disconnected. Look, you want to go on about like the weather, then to use your money to go help research for cancer, help research for ALS or juvenile diabetes or whatever the case is, for research for if you're a firm believer in global warming or whatever you that's fine. Go ahead, go do that on your own. Take your award, perform, thank who you want to thank, and move on.
All right, so now I'm going to just say, get off your soapbox now, Mike.
I'm not really so, but it's just, that's the problem. I think that's the issue with the shows. That's why people don't care less. Like, you watch these country shows, that's what they do, dude. There's tons of performances, and when they get up there, they thank God, their producers, their writers, their band members, and they move on.
I agree with you. I don't know if we'll ever change it, though.
Nah, it's not going to ever
but
change.
But it would be nice. That's what I'd like to see. I think people like to reminisce, too. I think so you could, look, are you ever going to do something that's going to please the masses? No. You won't, but as you said before,
you can, though.
You said before, though, if you have a little bit of everything, you can please the masses.
It's simple.
So I think for our generation, I think what you have is you bring the older people back. All right, you called them dinosaurs before, but you know what though? That will satisfy people like us to see.
As long as they're good.
Well, of
as
course,
long as they sound good.
You're not. Yeah, but you're not gonna look. You're not gonna look. The Rolling Stones are still out there, and you know what? I saw some of their videos of their recent, and they still sound good. I mean, you're talking about the best out there, and They're
Well,
still nailing
yeah,
it. But you know what,
yeah.
though? You're not keeping them up there
Well,
for
if
an
you were
entire show.
talented, you're always going to be talented. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Well, you got-
Vocally, you'll lose. But see, the thing is,
A lot of those rock people, they're not.
Rolling Stones weren't like, what's his name wasn't a great vocalist.
No.
He just like, but then neither was Roth. And then you listen to Roth now, and he sounds like,
I know.
I don't know.
Well, look at Jeff Tate.
a
Well, Jeff
choking
Tate
rooster.
Jeff Tate was
The thing is, Tate could still pull it off, but he's not going to pull off his highs. That's the problem. He's got that age. Plus, supposedly he
Wow.
was a smoker too, which I'm sure helped destroy his voice. But he's not going to be able to hit those highs at this age.
Well, and as long as you know that and you know where your range is, and you just stay in that pocket. But
Right.
what I'm saying is, yes, absolutely do a little bit of everything. People like to reminisce. I think people want to see the older bands out there. So you put a little bit of those and a little bit of the new stuff. And you know what? I don't see the harm in it. But apparently there are people out there not doing it. So
It's as I always say, dude. Solving an issue is easy. It's us who make it more difficult in every sense of the way. It's like I joke around about world peace. World peace is in front of people's noses, but we have to make it difficult because there's
Right.
no money in peace.
no, I agree.
So
Well,
it's a simple fix, but that's the thing though. It's simple.
sometimes simple's right in front of you, right? You can't see
They
it.
don't, but they don't want to. That's
No.
what it is.
There's-
It's like,
there's a
just do
reason.
it this way, and you're like, oh well, no, we don't want to
It's
do
too
it that
easy,
way.
yeah.
Yeah, it's too easy. Well,
Right.
no, well that makes sense.
Well, you know
It may
what?
work,
And it's effective.
right?
It's effective. Simple is genius. Well, I don't know. That kind of wraps up the show, I think, for now. But write in your opinion, comments, or topics you want us to talk about too. The subject is moot@yahoo.com, and we will bring them up during future shows. For now, I am Dom, and across from me is
Mike, and we are out.